In this chapter, we looked at a lot of the tools that we need to look at the data in our files. So let's have a little project here. Open up the file, ice rink example file. Imagine that we were given this AutoCAD drawing by our supervisor so that we can take some measurements on it to help make some construction estimates. Now, AutoCAD can be used for more than just drawing, and this is one great example. Once something is drawn or modeled, we can use CAD to get real-life information about it very quickly. And we can also use some calculations with that. So we need to know the area of the ice rinks. So let's open up the control panel, because remember, the boss said he needed this right away. So we need to do this very quickly. So what we're going to do is select this outer object, and we're in luck because it happens to be a closed polyline. You can see that here in our quick properties. It tells us it's a polyline. And if I go to the properties palette even, it tells me that it is a closed polyline. I'm going to turn that off. Make sure we've selected everything. We only have one object selected. Great. We have the information that we need right here. So we need to know the area, and it's right here. If I click on this little calculator button, that will open up what's called the Quick Calc tool palette. Right here, this gives me the area in square units. So now I can just select this, right click, select copy, and go to my email and paste it in and tell the boss, hey, it's this many units square for the area. Some other information that we could find out is the total area for a couple of these items. These are hatch objects. So if I select this hatch object, my properties palette will give me the bit of information about that hatch. The quick properties palette gives me a little bit of information, but it doesn't give me the area that I need. I'm going to close that. I'm going to select this other hatch pattern. Now I have two hatch objects selected. And what's nice about hatch patterns is that they will give you the area in the properties palette, but they'll also give you the total area of all the selected objects. So I can get both of these and I don't have to add them up together because it's already added up for me. So that's a real good trick that you can use to find area for multiple objects. Just hatch them and select them, and you can get that information very quickly. Now let's say we need the perimeter of the total ice rink. That's this blue box. Okay, well, we need to go to the Home tab, go to the Utilities panel, and go to Measure, and we want to find Area. So this should be pretty straightforward. We'll just have to come up here because we don't have a closed object. And what we're going to do is just essentially trace out the corners of the building. So just zoom in and out with your mouse, pan around with the scroll wheel, select all of the corners, and we can get exact, and we could even go through and pick all of these little cutouts, but to save time today, I'm not going to. Once we have that done, press return, and there is our total perimeter and our area. Very useful. Now that we have our information collected, we need to clean up this drawing a little bit because we're going to email it to a client. So we want to make sure we purge the file. So type in purge or just PU. Make sure the purge nested items is selected. Make sure you're on the items that you can purge and click purge all. Click yes here that we do want to purge all items, and then click on the close. There we go. This file has been cleaned up. So now we're going to send it out. And that's our chapter project. Very simple. We gathered some information, we cleaned up the drawing, and we saw some different tools that we can use to gather the data that we need from our CAD files.